Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Time Predictions. My name is Ethan Fore alongside Sam Johnson. Sam, how are you?
Doing well. Excited for another weekend of Wildcat sports. Couple exciting things. Winter season wrapping up, spring season on the way. A lot to talk about. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's just do it. We'll start with women's basketball like we always do. Northwestern lost last Sunday in a game that we talked about to Maryland, one of the best teams in the country. And now
hmm
they go on the road to Michigan, another ranked team, number 12 in the country. And Michigan's a really just an all-around team. And I'm curious, Sam, what your thoughts are on this game.
Well, Michigan is in a bit of a free fall right now. 2-3 in their last five. Bracketology. They were around a 3 seed. They've moved down to around a 5 seed. And speaking of that game yesterday, ESPN2 huge game. We talked a lot about that Maryland high-powered offense. We did not give enough credit to the Northwestern defense. We held them to 62 points. I mean, we focus on offense a lot. We like to talk about the exciting things, but it's really the defense that's the story with this team, that Blizzard defense. But outside of that, they had a similar defense last year, and they could really keep it up with the offense. This year doesn't seem to be the same. Brutal shooting percentages all around the floor against Maryland, like 30% from the field, under 60% from the line, and in the teens from the three-point range. It's like we've been saying, it's really a three-headed monster, Pulliam, Wood, and Burton. It's whether or not they'll show up, and it's been more sporadic recently, but it's two teams coming against each other that this will be big for a seed. I think this game drops a seed if you lose it and gets you up a seed if you win. Unfortunately, I don't trust Northwestern on the road against Michigan. I know they're having a shaky run, but I think they pull it back together. I got Michigan 58, Northwestern 52. Low scoring game, but it's like I said, the Northwestern offense is having some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, they are. No question about it. But the for me, I think Northwestern has the advantage in the backcourt, and I think that's where this game is going to be decided. I think Veronica Burton, Lindsey Pulliam, Sydney Wood, like that trio, just has an edge, and so I'm leaning towards the Wildcats. They're going to have to figure out a way to somehow contain Naz Hillman in the front court. I mean, she is just a walking bucket, as I like to say, just an elite scorer. But I for some reason I'm leaning towards the Wildcats just because of that backcourt advantage that I think I see.
It's
And oh, go ahead.
it's nice to pick the team that you think will have the turnover advantage, and Northwestern has done such a great job winning the turnover margin in every one of their games. They have two women with over 2.5 steals per game. Like, they're just swarming on defense. So it's like you said, maybe tough to contain in some of the Michigan players, but man, if there's any defense to do it, it could be ours.
Exactly, and that's what I think is going to happen tonight, or excuse me, this afternoon. We're recording this on Saturday morning. Um, so I'm gonna go with Northwestern 65-61 to win.
I like the confidence. That should be a good one. And then moving on to, I guess, the hottest winter sports team, the men's basketball team, coming off two incredible victories. Incredible in the fact that they're just putting wins in the win column. I'm going to let Ethan take this one first. Ethan, what do you got for them against Nebraska?
Yeah, it's been a pretty like weirdly impressive run. I mean, they haven't been like exactly like attractive wins. They've been a little bit ugly, but they're wins nonetheless, and that's
Mhm.
something, right? Um, I don't know. Like Boo Booey seems to have found his shot again.
I
You know,
think
Mike
I think
Young's playing
Northwestern
well.
and Nebraska fans are the only two types of fans that are watching this game.
Oh,
I don't think
100%.
we're getting any other viewers.
There is no like general college basketball fan. I mean, you would have to be just a diehard fan, or maybe I don't even know. I don't even know why you would watch this game, but there will be people who are watching this game, and for those people, we'll talk about it. Um, I Nebraska is like the only team in in the Big Ten in which Northwestern has some sort of advantage. They're Northwestern's a more talented team than Nebraska is, and I'm I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think not only is Northwestern going to begin their Big Ten season with a 3-game winning streak, but I think they're going to end their Big Ten regular season with a 3-game winning streak. I think they're going to beat the Cornhuskers 68-58.
Just imagine saying the words that Northwestern is going to have a 3-game winning streak at the beginning and a 3-game at the end, and I won't even the March Madness is so far away from my mind. We're not even going to make the
It's not
NIT.
even like in the realm of possibilities. That's what's crazy, is that 3-game winning streak to bookend your conference season, and it means nothing.
And I give a lot of credit to Chris Collins at the end here. These last 2 games on their winning streak, they've gotten off to huge deficits right away from the get-go. And we talk about all the time how the men's basketball team finds a way to break our heart. Like that Illinois game, it seemed like Illinois had Ayo Dosunmu, and we had nobody who could make their own shot. But Minnesota down 55-54, we make the next 6 points. Nebraska it's like you said, it's one of the very few teams in the Big Ten where I think we have the talent. And I like keeping this energy going into the Big Ten tournament. I don't think we'll do very well in the Big Ten tournament, but this will be another win under the belt, get a little momentum going. We'll see. I mean, it's just been a roller coaster of a season. It's like you said, a crazy way to bookend it. I got Northwestern winning 68-58.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the exact same scores. That's awesome. Like what's weird about one thing I should say is that we may not record in time for Northwestern's tournament game, and I don't think they're going to win that first round game, whoever they may play.
Hey! Don't get ahead of yourself. Who knows?
I will try not to, but I'm just saying, odds are.
We might be coming on here next weekend, both wearing Chase Audi's jerseys.
That would be. I would love that. Quite frankly, that would be great. But you know what? Let's wait and see what happens.
Let's wait and see. On to baseball, indeed. It's like we said, spring season is right around the corner. A couple sports kicking off. We talked about lacrosse last week. It's an exciting team to watch. Another exciting team, men's baseball. Ethan, kick us off there. 4-game series against Penn State. What do you foresee happening?
Yeah. So what's great about spring sports is that my first love, baseball, comes back, and I'm a little bit of I don't know. I like college baseball. It's just there's something fun about it. There's a different sort of passion in college baseball than you would see in maybe Major League Baseball or even the minor leagues. And Big Ten baseball kicked off this weekend. And one of the great things that Northwestern's doing is they're playing a 4-game series against the Penn State Nittany Lions in US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Vikings play. And there was a shot on Twitter yesterday of what the field looks like. There you go. Our Minnesota man, Sam Johnson. There's a shot of the field, and it kind of reminds me of the Metrodome, the old stadium where the Twins and Vikings played in Minnesota. Obviously, there's that giant glass wall with all this natural light coming in, so it's a little different than the Metrodome, which was dark and cavernous and whatever. But it looks cool, and so it's a cool opportunity for Northwestern to play there. As for the actual games, Northwestern, for all of its lack of baseball history, actually has a fairly decent team this year. Ryan Bader's their ace, and I expect pretty good things from him. He did not pick up the win in Game 1 on Friday, but I still think that there's talent there. Northwestern won Game 1 of a doubleheader today, 2-0. But the star of the team, we'll say, is Michael Troutwine, the catcher. He's likely a draft prospect, maybe on day 2 of the draft. I imagine that is something to keep an eye on in terms of Northwestern baseball, considering that I don't exactly know how competitive they'll be in the Big Ten. It's not a deep conference in the sense that the Big Ten is in other sports. Baseball is not the Big Ten sport by any stretch of the imagination. Michigan really is their best team. They're ranked in Baseball America's top 25, not ranked in D1 Baseball.com's top 25. So is there room to make noise in the Big Ten? Absolutely. Do I think this team has the talent? Not sure yet. I need to see more. But as for this weekend, Penn State is a fine baseball program. They're not great. I honestly see them fairly similar to Northwestern. So I'll say they split the series. I know that's the easy way out, but they split the series 2-2 as Northwestern begins this baseball season.
I mean, it's like you said, Ethan. I saw those screen grabs of them playing at the U.S. Bank, and it made me miss living in St. Paul, Minnesota, going to some of those games. And it was a cool sight to see. This Northwestern baseball team, it's going to be the strength of this team is going to come from the pitching. I mean, it's something we've seen already in the first two games. Northwestern is not able to produce a ton of runs. Their leading run producer, Charlie Maxwell, not coming back. The strength in who they're returning is from that starting pitching that you're talking about. I think it's very deep. It's something that in a series like against Penn State, we'll be able to throw 3 or 4 quality starters against them. And I don't think that's a luxury that every college baseball team can have. I don't want to put too much I don't want to put too much analysis into one baseball game, but it was nice. Vincent Bianchina, new starter, or got out 2 of the 4 hits that Northwestern had. But it's like I just said, only 2 runs in that victory today, only 4 hits in the loss yesterday. I think the trouble of this team, I think it's going to be a lot like the Northwestern women's basketball team. A lot of defense, looking for answers on offense. I am not as optimistic as you, Ethan. I think we drop the next 2. I got to start seeing some guys put some hits together for this team. It's like I said, I don't want to put too much emphasis into these first 2 games, but it is a bit telling that everything that the preview said, everything that we've predicted has so far looked about standard or what everyone was thinking. So I got Penn State picking up the next 2. Exciting spring sports. So many sports going on. It's been almost a full year since we got sent home for coronavirus, and just crazy to think about, Ethan.
Yeah, it's almost hard to believe. I think we're nearing the actual 1 year mark. Will be this week. So it's kind of when everything went down, but we've got college sports now, which is I think something to be grateful for. And with that, you've been watching Game Time Predictions. For Sam Johnson, my name is Ethan Fore. Thank you so much for watching. And we will hopefully see you here next week. Cannot make any promises. It just depends on how Northwestern sports shake out. But until we see you next, take care.